Alrighty, so let's preserve some lettuce. Hey folks, it's Tony from United Acres. Just thought I'd stop in really quick and give you guys a tip on starting your garden. So if you go to your local grocery store, we went to the local Kroger, and you go to the produce aisle, you'll see that they have these living lettuce bunches. They're about $3.50, something like that. But you can pick up one of these boxes and you can actually replant these lettuce heads because they still have the rootstock on them. They're very healthy. And actually in this one I purchased one, but I actually got 2 lettuce plants in the same container, and I've already prepped these to go. So here's how you prep them. What I do is I like to go ahead and harvest all of the outer greens, which I've already done for these 2 heads that came in this package. I like to harvest all of the outer greens just so that they don't go bad, because they clearly put these plants in these containers at the right harvest time so they can be ready for people to eat. So I go ahead and harvest all of these outer leaves that are big and green and luscious. And I'll show you what I'll do with these later with all of the greens that I'm not going to eat very soon. I'll show you how I will preserve those for later use. And so you bring it down just to a small little bunch here, not too big. I'm actually going to take 1 or 2 more off of this one. And you can see that the inner leaves are significantly lighter in color because they haven't had that sun exposure like the outer leaves. They haven't had that chance to green up like they'll do. So now I'm going to take you outside and we're going to plant these in our beds. At our bed where we're going to plant this lettuce, and this is one of the beds that we just now finished our irrigation on. You'll see that in the next video. It is the beginning of March, so the lettuce won't have a hard time being out here because it is starting to warm up, but it's not too hot, it's not too cold. We shouldn't have too many more freezes. So all I'm going to do is take our little baby lettuce plants, and I've had them sitting in water. If you see the bottom of the tub, there's water moving around in there to keep those roots hydrated. And I'm going to dig a nice hole here. Get them planted all the way in the ground. And then cover them up good. I brought the soil right up around the neck of the plant. Alright, and now we've got 3 new lettuce plants ready to continue growing. We'll be able to cut and come again and get these later. Is take the tops of these domes, tops and the bottoms really, and I'm going to use them to protect my little plants. These beds do not have netting around them just yet. So what I'm going to do is use these containers to protect these from all the little pests that might want to come and dig them up and eat them. So we're going to wrap them up quite nice. I'm just going to cut this down. And all I'm doing is sticking some soil around that outer edge just to try to keep these in place. I'll come back later and stake them down with some pins. And that is it. So you just now watched me plant the root balls of the lettuce that we just bought today from the grocery store. Now we're going to try 2 different ways of preserving the lettuce, and I'm going to let you guys come along with me to see which one works the best. So for the first method, all we're going to do is take plastic container. Usually you get salad mixes in them. We're going to chop up some of this lettuce and just put it in the fridge, in the crisper. So this is generally how lettuce is stored anyway. It will come in these plastic containers, and it should maintain its freshness for several days. So we're going to give it a test and see how long it works out. Just going to cut it up kind of rough. I'm not doing anything too precise. Lettuce we just usually eat in salads. So you like to have little bite-sized pieces. Oops, drop some of that. Pepper's going to probably grab that off the floor. Now our container is full of lettuce. And we're going to put this lid on here. I'm just going to drop this in the crisper. For the second method, we are going to try vacuum sealing lettuce and seeing if it lasts any longer. So just like the last process, we're going to chop up the lettuce so that it's in smaller pieces. Trying to find different ways of preserving our veggies just so that we get more use out of them. Typically, if we have salad mixes in the fridge and they start to look like they're going to go bad soon, then we know it's about time to give it to the chickens or toss it in the compost with the worms or our composting system outside. So I'm just going to try to get a little bit more bang for my buck and see if we can get a longer fridge life out of our food. So I've got this vacuum sealing bag here. And I'm going to fill it up. So now let's hook up the vacuum sealer. The vacuum sealer that I'm using is the Vacuum Sealer by Mega Chef. Works pretty well. I've used it to vacuum seal several veggies, some things that could be frozen easily, and it's worked out great. I'll leave a link in the description below. So you just got to make sure that it clamps down on both sides of the sealer. Vacuum seal. And when it stops, it's done. So we'll pop it. And it is sealed. So I always like to check it to make sure we don't have any kind of holes. Put them around the top here. It looks like we are good. And we will check back and see which of these two methods lasts longer. Just putting them in the plastic bin or vacuum sealing it and putting them in the fridge. Thanks for joining me today here at United Acres. Once again, my name is Tony. If you liked the video, hit that like button, share, and subscribe to our channel. Be blessed. We'll see you in the next one.